Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. First of all, introduce myself. That's my name is Alfida. I'm from business ethics class. In this morning, I want to presentation and explaining about some topics on the business ethics process. So, with the topic's title is Business Ethics and Technology. Next, what the technology? Nancy Gibbs said, technology is accelerated and complicated. In this means, technology is at the core of most business, whether it is used to pursue new product, process, or service, or as a means to achieve to worthwhile ends. Next, the new world of big data. First, big data, an infinite sea of fact, product, books, maps, conversation, reference, opinion stands, video, advertising, surveys, and many others. So, and the second, big data having three characteristics. And the first characteristic is high volume, and the second is high velocity, and the third is high fidelity. Next. This is social media. What is a social media? Social media represents the cutting edge of business communication based on technology. Consumers want to use it and companies want to exploit it. And the social media tools, example, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and many others. So the challenge of social media as a technology is to promote freedom within an ethical context of responsibility. Next, technology and the technological environment. The macro environment of business and how this total environment was composed of several significant and interrelated segments such as the social, economic, political, and technological, and the aspects including new product, process, materials, states of knowledge, and scientific. Next, this is an important point. Characteristic of the technology. Technology having three characteristics. The first characteristic is industrial technology, to one dominated by mobile computing. So all of the activity using mobile computing. And the second characteristic of technology is the proliferation of inexpensive sensor collecting terabytes of data. And the third, finally, characteristic of technology is the rise of machine learning that can use data in a way that will fundamentally change the way the global economy is organized and function. Next. This is the benefit, cost, and challenge. First, technology has increased society production of a good and service. And the second is reduce the amount of labor needed to produce good and service. This means it has made labor easier and safer. And finally, is higher standards of living have been a direct result of labor-saving technology. So, technology is the reason why the people having higher standard of the living. And the next is technology and ethics. Like management education and the globalization of the business, the action business community with respect to technology have ethical implications that shall be identified, discussion, and factored into decision making. And the next is e-commerce as a pervasive technology. Electronic e-commerce, often referred to as e-commerce, e-business, or web-based marketing. So, we usually use the transaction online in e-commerce. And the next is ongoing issue in e-commerce ethics. Many of the ongoing issues in e-commerce ethics include the following. First, access. differences between the rich and the poor. And the second is intellectual property, illustrated by the ethic of the downloading book or music or others. And the third is privacy and informed consent. And the fourth is protection of the children. And the finally is security of information and the trust. Trust in the basis for practically all business transaction, and it is especially crucial in e-commerce. And finally is my conclusion. My conclusion is technology in business is indeed without limit in this development. But how can a business remain in a good business ethic position in implementing technological development? So thank you for attention, and I hope you can understand about my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi